So dear Dhamma friends, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And we're going to start our session. And let your whole body weight go down. And focus your mind to this bell sound and follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So dear Dhamma friends, before we get into practice, so I'll give some guidelines and that will help for you while you practice. So the most important thing you have to remember, when you sit for meditation, you take 100% responsibility regarding your mind. So you're not going to wait until that something happened to you. So when it comes to that responsibility yourself, always remember, once you have the mental object, once you have the inhalation, exhalation as your primary mental object, so your responsibility should be to stay with that. And if your mind go here and there and bring it back again and again, and you no need to take it as a disturb, and you no need to take it as a kind of like a failure, because that is why we practice. That's the very nature of the human mind. So then if you are able to recognize that and bring it back again and again, so that is the important thing. Another thing is, you no need to resist that nature inside. You cannot strongly kind of like hold it to yourself and tie it to yourself, thinking that you're not going to allow your mind to go here and there, because that tightness, because you cannot hold the mind that way. There is no any way that you can suppress the mind. So then don't try to hold or don't try to push too much. And only thing is, try to stay with the sensation and use that all the strength and energy rather than struggling with the thoughts. Stay to be focused to the sensation. Once you recognize the sensation, and from there very easily that the thoughts not going to go here and there. It's like same like a newly born babies. When you give a toy to their hand, and sometimes when they cry, you give something to their hand, and once they hold it, then naturally they stop crying. And sometimes the same thing with the mind. If the mind go here and there, only thing you have to do, rather than struggling with bring it back or pushing or yourself hold hard, be focused to the sensation and be focused to the mental object. your inhalation, exhalation. Stay with it. And once you become settled down with the primary mental object, naturally mind going to be settled down there. So that's how this process going on. So it is not a kind of like a battle yourself within you. It is more friendly way you have to go with this. Why? Because especially when you practice meditation, remember, even 5 minutes you are sitting, 10 minutes you are sitting, deeply affect to your entire lifestyle, and it become your attitude. So if you have the right mindset, if you sit with the right understanding, then slowly your day-to-day life also going to get into the right path. But here, whatever the behavior that you have when you get into meditation, that behavior sometimes can take you to the difficulties in day-to-day life. So that's why you have to be more relaxed and comfortable. Another thing is you have to have the compassion regarding yourself. So whatever things happen, the very first thing you have to address to yourself with the self-compassion. Don't lose it. So you do this to yourself. That's why when it comes to meditation, never abuse yourself, never abuse your body, and never abuse your mind. So if you abuse it, because when you have the strong self-view sometimes, you go against you. It is very harmful. So never try to get into that kind of mindset, and always try to become relaxed. And when it comes to meditation, you have to remember every day it's not going to be same sometimes, especially when we practice. Some days you feel good, and sometimes you feel more relaxed, comfortable, but the very next day it's not going to happen. There are very reasons, as you know, that our body have this four element: heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. So this four element, according to the behavior of the four elements, this outside, the very nature of our body also going to change. So another thing is, so that is one thing. Another thing is whatever the lifestyle that you have. Maybe from whole day, if you have the very busy day, and it is just not only physically, sometimes mentally also you did certain work and you didn't see that. So when you sit for meditation suddenly, and sometimes you feel very difficult. Maybe yesterday you had a very relaxed and restful day, but today not like. So then suddenly you start to compare with yesterday and today. Another thing is whatever the food that you eat, and can create a different. And maybe from the all day, that whatever you have done and whatever the you put into your body, when you slowly relax and calm down, and it has a way to react inside us. And whatever you drink, then coffee or tea, so water, so this thing. And sometimes when your body doesn't have enough water, and when you sit for meditation, and when everything, because the body itself now go to its natural mood, when everything settle down, sometimes you feel dizzy. And that dizziness, and sometimes you take it as a kind of like high mental powers. It is nothing to do with the high mental powers, and you feel like that everything moving or something like that. No, you need to drink some water. So like that, very simple things. You have to understand how this body behave. It's same like the vehicle and how it run, and you know the mechanism. And if it is too much heat, then you have to slow down. If you need the necessary water, brake oil, and you have to maintain it nicely. So same thing with the body. Remember, this body, it's always has a go with the four elements. So understand the very nature of the behavior and how the body works. It will help when you sit for meditation. So if you have good practice and little by little, then these things, okay, whatever you eat, you can go into tranquility state. It doesn't matter the water or dehydrate, you can get into mind. So like that, later, once you become more the advanced, you can get into that. But in the surface level, when you practice, always remember this kind of things very important. And with this, when you come to observe the primary mental object, we get into inhalation, exhalation. And once you get into inhalation, exhalation, always remember to keep focus your mind to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. And when it comes to that upper lip area, and always remember, don't try to go looking for the sensation. It like this. Some people, when they keep the back straight, neck head straight, and they cannot find the sensation, and suddenly, and then what they does, and they go like this, moving and like this. It's like the animals go to water, slow, always like this, and look for sensation. That it is not the way to practice. You have to settle down. Sometimes with your mind busy, you cannot recognize it, so you have to wait. So waiting is an art. Learn to practice that. It's okay. Get into the right posture, and once you learn how to wait, you don't go towards, because that is the very nature of us. Why? Because with our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, we always have a current to go with it. As example, if somebody looking at something, then we all go, look, what is that? What is that? When somebody hearing, our with our ear, that our whole body go. Even that with the smell, with the nose, the whole body go towards that. Even the taste, that we always, our whole body go with it. So like that, even with the sensation, our whole body go with it. It is a current. When it comes to meditation, the important thing, you allow that current to settle down. You don't go with it. So even with the sensation, you can go with that. You look for that. Inside, you project your whole mind looking where this sensation. No, you have to calm down. Let everything to settle down. Remember that. That is very important. From inside, don't look like when you want to see something through eyes. That way you cannot get the sensation. You allow everything to, all these five senses to settle down. In that settle down, your awareness become more sharp, clear. And it's like the seed. When when it has the space, it start to grow. So same like, because our awareness now covered with eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. So we allow that everything to settle down, and that is where your awareness going to arrive. So without go with it, let it happen, and when it happen, try to recognize. So important thing today, we're going to more focus to completely settle down, neutralize our eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, that this physical current, good, this the moving current with it. So use let it to settle down. And in the tranquility state, when it settle down, you feel more comfortable, and it is completely different than the sensation you get through this outside, that feelings. And deeply you start to see this, how this everything settle down, and how the sensation arising and disappearing. So then you become more focused to that, and you're not going to make anything happen the way you want. You don't interfere with the inhalation, exhalation. You become more relaxed and calm down. So, and then in the beginning, recognize inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation. Don't go to any other detail. So That's why you need, in the beginning, you need to stay on the path. So recognize inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation, and then go with this is beginning, this is middle, this is end. And then the third step, recognize some inhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold, like that. It's sometimes these things can change, but these are the details you're going to get in the surface level. So once you have these things, and what will happen, sometimes mind start to disturb strongly, but don't go with it. Mostly very recent memory pop up and try to overtake the moment. Stay and stay with the sensation. And sometimes very old memory can pop up, vomit, but don't go with it. Stay with the sensation. And sometimes there are thought arise because we are kind of like a mountain of feelings. Remember, from eons by eons, this as mental formations, sanskara, this all the inside, that is how we became like this, like a volcano erict. So it can slowly blow out, but still, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how strong it is. Your awareness has power, and this moment is more powerful than eons your sansaric memory. Remember that this awareness is more powerful than that all. If you lose this awareness, moment of awareness, that anything become powerful. It's very simple. So then don't blame to anything. Only thing is take responsibility, stay with the moment, and without going with any other things. And that way you're slowly settle down, and then your breathing, your mind, your thoughts, your body, that everything settle down to one. And that is the mostly that is the tranquility state that you can feel. And then your mind become very clear and no any disturbances going to happen. But still that doesn't mean thought not going to, thoughts there, but still it's not going to disturb you. It's the same like that everything around you in this very moment. Look at that house, everything there, it's going to be forever. So but that doesn't mean it's going to bother you. So like that, when it comes to tranquility state, this everything going to be same. There's nothing going to change. But yourself, it's not going to disturb you. Once the mind get into that clarity and start to focus to the, the sensation of the inhalation, exhalation, and it's the inhalation and exhalation is the body or the form, and one inhalation and one exhalation. Look very clearly, but don't try to go with the details. This is inhalation, this is exhalation. So whatever the sensation happen, and stay with it and recognize according to that sensation how it feel. Because when the inhalation happen, there is a different feelings arise, physically and mentally. When the exhalation happen, there is the feelings arise, different feelings arise, physical feeling, and also there is a mental feeling. That both you have to recognize, and that both moment by moment, moment by moment going to change. And stay with the change without comparing in between that one, even with that. So recognize it separately and stay with it and follow that again and again. When you see very clearly the change, stay with it again and again. When the inhalation, exhalation happen, go with it. And then when you are able to recognize the change and the feelings, how the feelings change, that is the most important thing. Because then you know your consciousness, your awareness is very limited to feelings. There's nothing else. It doesn't matter how big this universe. it become your life when it come to feelings. If anything not come to feelings, it's not going to be in your world. So that is what you have, that is what you recognize it. If you are able to become very sharp with the feelings, how the feelings change according to the inhalation, exhalation, and because this is very subtle, this is the very sharp place, and once you're able to get this place anywhere in your body, right away you can see that. So that's why we always focus to the highest place and stay there, and then after that, that other thing with the eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, this it's going to become very simple. So stay with here and always remember, don't go with anything else. Be very limited to the feeling, and stay with the feeling and see how according to inhalation, exhalation, the feelings change. So with that, let's practice a little bit. And your right palm on your left, and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring your attention to your body, your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line, and scan head to toes 3 times and say Swapatpeva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge in this moment with this sitting. May my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment. This is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation, exhalation. So bring your attention to the lower part of your body and observe the sensation or any feelings. Just get a mental note. Don't change your body. Don't have any comments. Don't interfere with the feelings. Just observe and recognize. Bring attention to your lower back area. And upper back and shoulders. And arms, elbow, forearms, palms, fingers, fingertips. in your abdominal area. Bring attention to your chest and observe the neck and head. And bring attention to your whole body and observe head to toes. Recognize any sensation, any feelings, heaviness, tightness, heat. Just get a mental note. Don't interfere with anything. Bring attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. And deeply and gently breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And follow the sensation and recognize inhalation as inhalation, exhalation as exhalation. So don't interfere with the process of your inhalation, exhalation. Just allow it to happen naturally. And let your all senses to settle down itself. Stay with the sensation. Follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation. Some inhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. So just accept whatever it is, but recognize. Just get into the feelings and observe how it change. Let go all other details. Bring your attention to your body. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through your compound, village, your state, country, around this world, around this universe, and as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. Mentally repeat after me with clear intention. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. May their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one, out of anger or ill will, wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light as far as you can. To your backside, to your left side, to your right side, downward, and upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself May all living beings in this universe be well and say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, when we look at the world, there are a lot of meditation techniques and practice methods we have. And but when it comes to this vipassana meditation, we have to understand the main purpose of this all self-realization. Because other everything by time going to change. But we have this sansaric journey, keep going. And if you don't realize that what is happening within yourself, there is no end for this journey. The having a journey is okay, but the thing is that we don't know what kind of situations going to happen and where we going to end up our life. And what is the point even having this? If you don't know that how this happen or where it going to end. So even forget about after this life, even in this very lifetime. And we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. This uncertainty always everywhere around us. So then it is better in this very moment if you recognize what is happening within yourself. There is a possibility that you can mostly change whatever going to happen tomorrow. Even whatever happened, there is a possibility that you can go through it. But if you don't know what is happening within yourself, just look in this very moment. If you don't know what is happening within yourself, what's the point that you dreaming about tomorrow or maybe planning about future? Even you have an idea to go to heaven. If you don't know in this very moment that what is happening within yourself, even you go to heaven, you don't have power to recognize it as heaven. So that is the thing that you have to be very careful with whatever the desires that we carry, because it is not easy to just come out of the desires. But it is important thing, it is possible for you to recognize this, what is happening inside you. So the Buddha mainly focused to that. The world itself mean this, your physical body. There are boundary lines, there are few gates that everything come to this world. It's kind of like a stargate. What are those stargates? Eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. These six stargates, the entire universe can pour into this insight. But if you don't have this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, and it doesn't matter how big the world, and nothing going to happen. So then your world mean it is very limited to this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. Even though in this outside world and through that, whatever the measurement we take, even light years, that we talk about this all the universe, but your world is very limited to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. So whatever happening within this capacity is the most important thing. So Buddha mainly focused to that and try to introduce you a method to recognize that. If you able to recognize that, it's kind of the recognition of the entire universe. So then, but our nature is, when we look at the flower, when we listen to music, and when we having good smell, aroma, when we having taste something, when we feel something in our body, and even the ideas come to us, always we focus our mind to outside of us. When we look at the flower or when we look at the beauty, and we always think it is outside. But there is something else happening when you see something beautiful. Of course, there is a beauty outside. But the thing is, when it comes to your eye, there is a feeling arise. So your consciousness has a way to deal with that feeling. And when you say, oh, it is beautiful, you don't say beautiful to that outside flower. You say beautiful to that inside your experience. You bound to that. When you listen to a music and you say it is a nice music, though it become nice not to the outside music. So, but the thing is, you thinking that somebody, when in front of the singers and all other music, that they are the one who make this, and you respond to them, and you forget this inner feeling. That is the illusion. What you feel is happening within yourself, but you think it is from outside. Of course, that feelings arise because of outside, but it become good or bad not because of the outside. It is an inner feeling. That is what you have to understand. The aroma, it is all that we have a good smell because of maybe you burn something. And you say, oh, it's a very nice smell. That nice feelings came out of your inner experience, but you think it came out of the whatever you burn from outside. Of course, that it helped to have the feelings to this nice smell, but your response happening when you say nice, You think you saying it to this, whatever you burn this outside. No. You experience that nice because of the feelings you got inside you. The taste the same. When whatever you eat, oh, this is so tasty. And you looking at it and you appreciating the whoever cooked that, and you do that thing. Of course, there is a part like that we have to appreciate it. But deeply, that is not what you experience as taste. You experience as whatever the nice taste is, whatever inside feeling. It's not outside. And the sensation the same. That whatever the feelings when you have when other people touch you, when you are with other people, and sometimes you reject other people and saying what it called body chemistry. Oh, our chemistry is not good. And then you change the person. You move away from the partner. You say you don't like. But you don't see that chemistry, that you react to your own chemistry, not someone else. And the thoughts the same. And thought arise to us. And it is there is the natural process of the mind, the thought arise. But sometimes, and we think that thoughts coming from outside. No, it is an inside reaction that you have. There are people, and you know that there are places, especially in Los Angeles. There are places, it's very expensive, that apartments. And why? Because people believe when you are in that apartment and you can get good thoughts. And there are some people, they think when you go to a certain place, your mind gets certain thoughts and you can write. So otherwise in another place you cannot. No, that is what you think. That thinking make the difference, not the apartment. But you caught up with that and thinking it is outside power. And so you spend, even some European people or some from other countries, spending so much money, they come and they living in a certain place thinking when you are in that place, you get a lot of different thoughts and then you can write. No, because your mind is already conditioned to that. And then once you enter to that, so as example, it like this. So you believe there is apartment, and when you are in that apartment, you can write nice kind of like a beautiful songs. So then what you do, you close that person's eye and you go to the middle of the desert and create exactly something like that, a studio. And then you take the person and telling you going to take you to that place, and then you take you to that place, and that person don't see the outside, and that person see, oh, this is a very beautiful, this is the place I was dreaming to. And if you allow that person to live there and write songs, he's going to write the song. The same thing happening with our dreams. Look, we lying down on the bed and closing eyes, and maybe that all everyone around us, and most safest place you are in. But look, when a dream happen, how your body react. The same thing happening. Even we open our eyes, even we believing we are living it, that is what called dream. What is that dream means? That you react to your inner circle, but you believing, you thinking, you react to your outside. So, with the busy mind, sometimes you cannot, and logically, arguing yourself, you cannot understand this. So that's why you need to little bit relax and slow down and practice little bit meditation to get into that understand. It is not this outside. All the sadness, worry, unhappiness, happiness, joy, pleasure. Remember, it is not in this outside. It is the more stronger thing. Of course, there is outside, there is something, but there is a more stronger current inside you created. If you able to see that current, and if you able to understand and how it is changed moment by moment, moment by moment, then anymore you're not going to be crazy for this outside world, and then you're not going to fight with it, and then you're not going to hate for that. Why people fight, why people hate, and why people destroy? Because they believe that more than we love the outside, look at the world. More than we love, more than we protect, and more than we, do something good to outside. When we have this believing system, because this world is that everything happening outside, what we does, we destroy outside. But when we recognize it is happening inside us, and that recognition itself take you to a moment to understand how you can come out of it, because that recognition show it is moment by moment, moment by moment change. It's happening so fast, and that's why it make us blind, and we cannot recognize that whatever I see, it is beautiful, and right away I go and pick the flower. If it is beautiful, why you pick it? Why you break it? When you see something so sweet, like any fruits, so if it is really beautiful and if it is really appreciate, where the mind come to break it and eat it, from where it come? Because the beauty is it happening this inner circle. And when you see something, that's why it's like a current, it's like a pull towards you. Is everything the same? Whatever that you say, oh, that's beautiful, oh, I want it. Why? Because you don't see. It's happening inside you. And then you try to get it more closer, 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 believing it is coming from outside. But once you learn this art, even something far away, still you can appreciate that. Still you can love it without touching it. Still you can leave it without holding, claiming it is yours. So that this is the beauty that you have to understand. It is a transformation that look the entire world. It's everybody go outside in this the pre-marketing world. The world, it's culture itself, the we brainwash, the world brainwash. Why we study our education, and even why people practice meditation, and they want to get everything to them. Oh, if I meditate, oh, I will get this what I want. So that's the idea mostly they have. Absorb all these outside things towards them, but they don't recognize this is happening inside them. We cannot touch anything from outside. We cannot take anything. Everything has its own way to go. So then yourself remember, little by little, it takes some times. Overnight you cannot understand, but hearing this, it worth for you. By hearing this, that even maybe you're not going to agree with today, but it's going to be with you. Why? Because that is the truth. There's nothing else. There's no truth beyond that. Because it is not the beauty outside, it is the beauty you react. There, of course, there is a beauty outside, but you react not to the outside beauty. You hate not the outside, you hate that inner feelings. Once you recognize that, you become settled down with it. But if you don't recognize that, what will happen? This go with your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. So whatever. If there are two things, name and form, that is create our inner world. So then look what is in you, what you recognize as world, name or form. Even you take the Hubble telescope and you zoom it to far away, this thousand light years away, and you look something, and then you get a tiny star, and then somebody say it is another planet. What does that mean? How are you going to recognize it? See, it is a thousand light years far away, and when it come to you, how you going to recognize? It becomes just a name or form. That's it. There is nothing, even the heaven or the hell, there is nothing. You can understand something beyond name or form. There's nothing. This all names and forms. Look yourself. Take some time. Do a self-research and see, is there anything that you can find not belong to name or the form? So if it is name and form, how it going to be? How it going to come to you? If it is a name or form, it's going to come to you through your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. And there is nothing else that going to be in your world not belong to this eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind. So then how it come to you? How you recognize? So far away there is a star, and then it come to you, and maybe aliens or maybe something, other planet exists same like this, or it come to you, and maybe you see it through the telescope, maybe you hear it, even maybe you go there, and how are you going to feel it? How are you going to recognize? It should be name or form. And once it become a name or form, it is should bring the feeling. If anything not bring the feelings, it not belong to your world. If it is bring the feelings, it going to be with you. If it can be a good feeling or bad feeling or neutral feeling. If anything come to you, if it is not a good feeling or bad feeling or neutral feeling, if anything, any feeling not belong to these three categories, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter even in the middle of the hell, don't worry about it. It's nothing can do to you. And even in the middle of the heaven, it's nothing can do to you if it is cannot bring you good feeling or bad feeling or neutral feeling. So then you have to look how something become good and how something become bad and how something become neutral. So then you just think this pen and this thing, then you, oh, it's nice, it's beautiful. And someone say it's ugly. If the pen is the beautiful, if the beauty carry, why me and someone else that have the two different views, even in the same family? Look, the parents, you have children, even the mother, she bring the child through her own body. What else? Is there any other better relationship than that? Because the child become part of your body. But still, when the child become young, mother cook and everything ready, and she do with this great love, and she put all the skill to her that whatever she cook, thinking about her children, and then all the good thoughts there, and many hours that she thinking about it, and father go to work and so hard and bring the all the best thing thinking about children, and they cook and everything ready for, and then they you call and they tell, I don't like, I want hamburger, I want to go to pizza. How possible? Why it happen like that way? Why the beauty or the good that you saw, why other person cannot see? Because it's different. From where that difference come? Out of the feelings. So how the feelings depend, and out of the consciousness. So it is a more deeper. You have to go little by little. But remember, just take care yourself the feeling. It is not, forget about whatever happened. Don't be crazy about the world. Just it is your feelings, and try to deal with that. If you can deal with your feelings, three feelings: good feeling, bad feelings, neutral feeling. If you can deal with that feelings, forget about the world. You can deal with the world. But if you cannot deal with these three things, very simple. Look, if you cannot deal with these feelings, there are 6 places these feelings arise: your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, and mind. So it all have different feelings: good feelings, bad feeling, neutral feelings. So if you able to take care of that and stay with that, forget about it. You're going to be okay. But if you cannot hold that anything, you know, anything is possible. All the greed, all the desires arise because of this inside these feelings, not this outside. So outside there, but that doesn't mean it can make a feeling to you. The feelings is personal. Feelings not universal. Feelings personal. So it happened within yourself. But when it come to the entire human existence, we have the same kind of way. The method is universal, but our feelings very personal. So that's why only you can take care of it. There is no anybody can take care of your feelings. Why sometimes even you heard once a while the God come and visit the world and check people. Why? Even he create people, he have no power over people's feelings. In case if he create, but still your feelings belong to you. So that's why it is only you have to take care. So that is the discipline mean. So then yourself, whatever feelings happen, it doesn't matter good or the bad or the neutral, and be mindful with that. That is the best tool that you can deal with it. Once you become mindful, knowingly that feelings change, you're not going to be so crazy about it. Because why people become so crazy, why people become so happy, why people joy, why people fight, why people get angry, mad, sad, worry, why people do party and dance, sing, this all because they react to their own feelings. That is the bottom line. So then if you able to take care of yourself, that is your life going to become something else, and it's going to transform you, and that is where you come out of the illusion. So what is the illusion mean? It is happening inside us, but we believing it is happening outside. No. So getting to and recognize. So the vipassana is the method that take you to deeper understand that. So whatever the meditation, then look, is that meditation try to take you towards outside, or is it try to take you to this deeper level of clear understanding? And it is up to you. If and no, everybody no need to believe this, and it is up to you. If you enjoy this outside, go and enjoy and keep going, and it is okay. If it is good for you, no, it is good for you. Just go with it. But in case one day, if you get tired, if you didn't find it there, go back to yourself and close your eyes and start to tackle these three feelings, and then you will see. You're going to get it. So with that, there was a king, and he was so egocentric, and he didn't believe about the fear. He used to punish people and go and hunting people, hunting animals, and whoever come to in a very cruel way, he punished people. Then it disturbed the whole ministry, and it disturbed to everybody, and everybody afraid for the king. And then there was a wise person and was thinking, how we can transform this person. And then he came to an idea, and he had a discussion with the king. And what the idea that he told, that you going to become more powerful, there is something, and mastering the sword. That mastering the sword is not just uh, holding in hand and doing it, and you just keep in front of it and you start to look. So when you keep looking at it, keep looking at it, and little by little, there's a moment come that the wisdom going to come to you. So the king was so blind with the powers, and he was thinking to conquer more and more and more land. And he was so sentient, and it's kind of like egocentric. I am the only best for thinking. So he agreed with this. And then he started to observe the sword every day, looking at it. And then he was thinking, he asking every day, it didn't happen to me, it didn't happen to me. So then this advisor told, no, you have to keep watching the sword. And in every direction, every way, he started to keep watching the sword. And then even he was so greedy for power, and he told that at night even he don't want to sleep. He don't want to close his eyes. So then what he did, when he lie down on the bed, this wise person put the sword right in front of his head, and with very tiny wire, and then told, okay, when you go to sleep, you can look at the sword, and then by looking at the sword, and you can go to sleep. And the king was so happy to do that, because now even while he is sleeping, he can see the sword. And then he lie down, and that wise person and put the sword right top of his forehead. And now he start to look at the sword, and it look like he's come towards him. And even he was try to close his eyes, then the fear arise. Oh, maybe it can fall down. It can fall down to my head. It can fall down to my head. The little by little, fear of death start to come. And then he couldn't sleep, his mind unrest, and he became so depressed, and came out of that and told he cannot do this. And now he start to afraid for the death. And then the wise person told, see, you are the king and you have this everything, but still you are afraid for your own death. Same like each and every living being afraid to lose their life. So the king understood that, and from that day, king transformed himself and became a good person, and stopped killing and punishing to everybody, and start to have the compassion and loving kindness. So that's why, even though we have many ideas, many things regarding about we have many views regarding the outside, when the day comes for us to experience it, it's completely become different. And that is the day you're going to transform. So that's why this vipassana, this impermanent change, this thing sometimes just a word for you. But still, when the day come for you to experience it, and you understand what is the meaning of that. So just keep going and enjoy your journey. And when the day, if we are ready to understand, it will be there with you. So with that, I bless upon everyone. With this good practice, I bless upon everyone. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. May you also have the patience, courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. During this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ittavata cha ammehi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya. Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vang hotu sabba dukkha pamuccutu. Bless you.